Hello, guys. Mic testing, 1 2 1 2. Yeah, we are here testing material, testing machinery, testing everything, man. We just wanna know that everything is in order before we fully go live. So we're testing mics, testing cameras, testing lights, and just confirming that everything is in good shape before we can fully embark on the live. Yeah, so mic testing, 1 2 1 2. Yeah, once the mics are tested, once the mics are on, we move on to now the content of the day. But basically, the first thing that we begin with is our mics working? Is the network really working? Is Victor audible? Is Vic audible? So that's where we begin with. And once we establish that we are audible, once we establish that we are visible, then definitely uh, things get easier as we progress. So we're just confirming whether we audible, whether the video is running through. Yeah, man. Basically, I'm so excited. It's the first time I'm trying this out, and I don't know how it will turn out. I wanted to use my phone, but I feel the phone might not last the time because normally it tends to overheat at times. So really, yes, the picture clarity will definitely be very good when I use my phone, but I think the next time I'm going live, I'll definitely use now the real camera and connect it, and definitely it will be better. Hi, Thuli, how are you? I don't know whether I pronounce your name correctly. Is it Thuli or Tuli? So welcome. I'm just testing mics, testing, and just checking that everything is in order. Don't mind about the picture quality. I'm silent. You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Am I audible? Yeah, confirm whether the audio is good, please. Thank you so much. Yeah, so just testing to know whether everything is in order. Um, I know the quality of the video is definitely not good. I wanted to use my phone, but again, I have my worries that the phone might end up overheating amidst the live, and definitely is not gonna. Oh, the H is silent. Okay. I now get it. So yeah, going forward, at least I'll be pronouncing the right way. Tuli. Yeah. Where I come from, TH must. we always have to recognize that. TH. Okay. So my quality definitely is not good. I have to excuse myself from the start. Yeah, I wanted to use a phone, but I have my fears, my reservations that in the course of the live, the phone might overheat, and once that happens, yes, the quality of the phone is very, very good, but it's the one that I use to shoot my videos, but I believe it will mess me up at some point. So I opted to use my laptop, and unfortunately, uh, I don't think the quality is really what what I could have wished to put out in my first live. So we are gonna discuss a few things today. They are not new things. Basically, what we're gonna discuss today is what is in public domain. It's something that we've discussed before severally, or we've watched videos on the same subject severally. But I feel that it's good to just have that conversation once more again. The conversation that I like us to have is what mistakes have we done, or rather, what mistakes do we commonly make as content creators or as young, should I call us young YouTubers or young content creators, or should I say small in quotes? So, just as a topic to our discussion today states in the description, we are basically going to discuss what are these common mistakes that we do, because definitely there are some mistakes that we tend to do. Hi, Oyenike, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, so I'm just introducing the topic of the day. So there are a number of mistakes that we tend to do consciously or subconsciously when creating content. So once Maureen, I see you, welcome. So there are some mistakes that we normally do, consciously or subconsciously. Maybe we know, maybe we don't know. And basically, that's what I want us to now discuss, or how are we going to avoid these mistakes. First, I like us to maybe first highlight the mistakes, and then once we've highlighted the mistakes that we normally commit during content creation, then we'll definitely try to figure out a way around it. So they're very obvious things that we normally do from time to time. We might not really see them as so serious, because it's just the obvious. Yeah, it's lecture time. It's lecture time, Maureen. We need to learn. I happen to be a teacher at some point in my career, so today we are learning. It's just that I don't have a whiteboard behind me to, highlight the point. But basically, today is a learning day. There are things that we take as obvious things, but I guess it's good that we discuss them today. So there are many mistakes that we do as content creators, and that is what I want us to discuss today. Mistake number one, I believe at least 50% of content creators, I can't say all because some come knowing what they should be doing, but at least 50% make this mistake. And what mistake is this? So, mistake number one that we normally make is that we prioritize equipment over content. We prioritize equipment over content. Hi, Zoan. Yeah, we prioritize equipment over content. So that is the first mistake that we make. So, Savik wants to open a YouTube channel. The first thing that you look at is how do I get to how do I get to have a very good camera? How do I get good lighting? How do I get a good mic? So you look at getting a mic, you look at getting a good camera, you look at who is gonna be shooting my content and everything. How am I gonna get who is going to edit my content? So when you focus on all these big things, they tend to be a derailer because you will not start. You'll keep saying, let me first get a camera. Let me first get a camera person. Let me first get someone who will be editing my content. Let me first get a good editing software to be using in editing my content. The more you delay, the longer it takes for you to actually come out at the end of the day. So personally, I think I really did a lot of procrastination for so long because I wanted to start doing content in 2019, but I thought, why not delay a bit? I have friends who started in 2019, and right now they have over 100,000 subscribers because they did not wait. With them, they just worked with what they had. And during the COVID time, when nothing really much was happening, that's when they really shot up because they had tried it. Whether you've a poor quality video and everything, they did not wait. They just came out and tried what they were doing. But the likes of Savik and I know many other people, we are waiting for when is it? Dr. Piers. I see you, man. Welcome. Yeah. So the time is now. Sure, sure, yeah, sure. Yeah. So we tend to really dwell on equipment over content. Ideally, what we should focus on more is the content itself. Equipment will come. Start doing content with whatever is available, and then in due course, you'll definitely You'll definitely get better. You'll definitely, yes, yes, Julie, I see you. Welcome. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be live as well. Yeah. So basically, let's focus more on content, not equipment. I'm a victim. I've bought quite a lot of things that I am not even able to use sometimes. Cameras and everything, lights that I am not even able to move with to other places because I wanted to produce quality content. But again, you can't produce quality content when you don't even have a fan base in the first place. So first, let's get the content out, get a fan base, have more subscribers, and then from there, it will be easier to now progress. So we are discussing 10 points. That is the first point: prioritization of equipment, of content. So that's the first one. The second one, and I know 99% of us are actually victims, is a situation whereby we tend to insist a lot on sub for sub. So I've really joined a lot of WhatsApp groups previously of YouTubers, of content creators, and the first thing that you see when you get there, either people come to your inbox just asking you to subscribe to their channels. They are just like sub for sub. It's a good thing, yes. Maybe you have 500 subscribers, or you have even 990. You only need 10 to attain the 1K mark. It's good. They'll sub for sub and you'll get there. But the thing is this: these people are not interested in the content that you're doing. They're only interested in you just subscribing for them to attain the number at that particular time. So whenever you'll be posting videos going forward and thinking these people will actually watch, they may end up not watching because they did not subscribe to you for the content. They only subscribed to you because there was need to subscribe at that time. So really, I personally nowadays I just post and I don't really push people to subscribe, because there was a time I could even come, you get someone's phone, you request for a phone, you subscribe, but this person whose phone you subscribe may not even follow your content at all. So you may see that you have big numbers as far as subscribers are concerned, but whenever you post a video, you hardly hit even 50 views. So I think it's one mistake that we normally do. And I believe, yeah. That's true, Julie. All that you realize that all you have are just numbers, no views. You have many subscribers, but at the end of the day, they are not really beneficial to you. So um, let's just push the content out. If people like your content, they'll definitely subscribe. They'll definitely follow you. Yeah. Currently, actually, that's what's happening, Joanne. Whenever you post, whenever people do that sub for sub thing, and they happen not to watch your content, at the end of the day, you end up realizing that they've been removed. So sometimes I was wondering, I could maybe check at some point. I have like 20 new subscribers, and then a day later, I'm back to the previous number. So I came to realize that this sub for sub thing actually does not work, and I ceased from doing it. So currently, let's just keep going organic. Yeah, basically, you're kind of killing your channel. So let's just be very organic. So that is the second point. Mr. John, Coach, how are you, man? It's long since I saw you, Coach. Welcome on board. Thank you for coming on board. So the third mistake that we do, as I still insist, small in quotes. Yes, we're not small, because at some point we definitely end up making it as well. But at this point, we are small in terms of the following that we have, in terms of subscribers. We are small in terms of the views that you are getting. That's why I refer to these as small YouTubers. So another mistake that small YouTubers actually make is the use of copyrighted music. Especially happens with shorts. So you are doing shorts. This is the sound that is trending at a particular time. So you tend to use that sound. And then once you use that sound, uh, it might not be flagged at that point. So your video will do very well. It will get a lot of views. And then at some point, it gets flagged. What happens to you in case you're monetized? That video will definitely be demonetized, and copyright issue comes up. So you end up being affected. I've been a victim severally because I tend to do long videos, and at some point, I might not speak through the entire video. So I sometimes decide, let me break a bit from speaking, allow my viewers to listen to some background music a bit for them to enjoy whatever I'm showing them. Now, how do we go around this? Because you don't have to cease from using music at all. You definitely will still have to be using music if the content you're doing requires such. Hi Joy, welcome. So if we are the accent, really, Oyenike, my accent is just is just normal. Okay, basically, so what do we do with this copyrighted music? My thoughts are that we will rather use the YouTube audio music, because the YouTube audio library has a lot of music in that you can use that is free of copyright. So in case we use that, there is no day, there is no time that we'll have issues with YouTube as far as copyrighted music is concerned. No one will really have issues with you. Another thing, or another way of going about it, I'll still stick to this notion of small YouTubers. Majority of small YouTubers don't actually use these much of these editing softwares. So what do they use normally? Majority use InShot. So if you're using InShot as your editor, definitely you have access to music in InShot. So my take is that we can as well go for the music that is in InShot, but in your description, you need to credit whoever the music belongs to, and no one will be on your case. So let's not use copyrighted music. That the main mistake is use of copyrighted music. So let's not do that. Let's go for the YouTube music library. Let's go for the music in InShot and credit whoever the music belongs to. Or you can as well use your own composition. If you're a musician and you have your own sounds, definitely you can use them. I'm seeing another suggestion here from Oyenike. I use VLLO. I've not heard of this. I think I'll need to look it up as well so that I be using it going forward. Yeah, so class. As I said, I'm teaching. So we started with point one, where we are prioritizing equipment over content, but we should be doing the other way around. Secondly, let's stop insisting on sub for sub. Thirdly, let's desist from use of copyrighted music. So we've looked at 3 points. So let's go to the fourth one. And I believe that everyone who is in this live has been through this at some point. You've seen the likes of Wodemaya, Miss Trudy, it's I'm basically talking of the people that I've really been following a lot. I am Marwa. Okay, I've been following these people a lot based on the content that I do. So I've been watching them a lot. And sometimes we really don't know their stories. We don't know how long they've been doing this thing of content creation. So sometimes we tend to think that maybe I'll just come and blow up pretty fast. That is one mistake that I believe majority of us have done, whereby we start a channel and with the hope that with just posting one video will blow up and make money. So you open you open your channel, and then a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, you still are stuck with 10 subscribers, and then you're like, you end up frustrated. And what happens the moment you end up frustrated? There is no motivation to create more videos. So what does that mean? You'll definitely stop and you'll quit content creation. So don't start this journey of content creation with the hope that you'll blow up the next day. For instance, I was following up Yam Marwa. If you guys have watched him, the guy started content creation like 8 years ago. So he's really been on this for the longest time. Wademaya's wife, that is Miss Trudy. Miss Trudy, if you go to the videos that she created when she started, honestly, you can't look at them twice. But yes, Tuli is saying the reality is so disappointing, and you realize that you have to work hard to be a content creator. Definitely. As a content creator, I think it takes passion. You really need to be very passionate when doing this, because you will put in money. We started by talking about equipment. So you might put in so much money buying equipment and the likes. If you're doing travel like me, you put a lot of money to move around. You have to pay someone to show you around because you definitely don't know such places. You pay money to guides and everything. But when you post your videos, they don't do much, or they don't do well as expected. You end up frustrated. So unless you're really passionate about it, I think you'll. Now that begs the question. It's out of what we are discussing, but I believe it's a question that we really need to ask ourselves. Why did you become a content creator? So why are you working on YouTube? Why are you creating content? Is it for money? Is it because you're passionate? Do you have, like, what is your agenda? Personally, I asked myself, when musicians die, they leave their music. So when other generations in their lineage come, their grandchildren and all that, they listen to music and they say, this was my grandpa, this was my uncle, this was who. So I was asking myself, when my grandchildren come or my great grandchildren come and Savik is no more, and they're asking about their grandfather, what is it that they'll be shown to remember me, besides photos that they might find one or two, or even the photos may not be there because technology might have changed. So what is it that they'll be shown? Yeah, it's passion basically. So personally, I thought, let me just start content creation. Let me document something so that when my grandkids come, even if I want to be there, they'll just come to YouTube and watch me and remember that, this is how a grandpa actually used to look like, and these are the things he used to do. So that is what drove me to content creation. So even if I end up not making money on YouTube by the end of the day, I really don't I won't be disappointed, because I will have achieved my main objective. And my main objective is actually creating content for the generations to come. So Toli is saying, yeah, you really need to be passionate about content creation. And Thuli actually enjoys it to create memories with her family. That's the same thing. I actually want to create memories from the generations to come in my lineage, so that whenever they get to YouTube, they'll definitely be figuring out that this is what our grandpa was doing. So we've looked at 4 issues, we've 6 to go. I promise to look at 10 mistakes. So mistake number 5 is very common. I've actually seen it with yeah, Joanne, you really creating memories, that is for joy as well. Joy Bliss. And Joanne is saying affecting others positively. Yes, actually, I think that's a key thing as well. If maybe for instance, you're teaching people how to do things. You are teaching people how to do maybe sewing, how to cook certain meals, certain healthy meals. You are teaching people great recipes and everything. Definitely, you are impacting people positively. So even though you might not be making money, you'll still get some fulfillment in your heart that, at least I made people achieve a given thing. Yeah, so mistake number 5 is that we tend to look like or sound like or behave like someone else. So you start content creation, you have your idol, you have the person that you're idolizing. Let's say Wodemaya, for instance. He travels around Africa. The beautiful chick. How are you? Welcome on board. Yeah, so you see, for instance, personally, I idolize Ayamaro, I idolize Odemaya, because they travel around, they show us around Africa, they show us around the world. So I like to be creating content like what they're doing. But the main mistake that we tend to do from time to time is that I now want to vlog the same way Odemaya is doing. I want to speak the same way Odemaya is speaking. At the end of the day, I end up losing. The reason being, there is no originality. So if someone watches Wodemaya and Savik is now trying to speak like Wodemaya, why will someone subscribe to me yet the original content creator Wodemaya is there? You see? So we need to stick to ourselves, originality. Just let's be authentic. Don't copy. Yeah, exactly. The content we need to we sometimes you want to copy accent, you want to sound like someone else, really. Uh, there is a point in the Kenyan media industry whereby ladies, unless they had that American accent, they could not land a job in the media. So someone had to really try to sound like an American to end up in the Kenyan media industry back then. But currently, it's not really an issue as such. So let's just be original. You don't have to sound like someone else. I don't have to sound like Joanne, or I don't have to sound like Maureen for my content to sell. Let me sound original. People will love me the same way, the way I am. They'll tolerate me. Gradually, they'll get to love me. And I'll now start getting, or rather attracting my own following. However, if we try to copy, Dr. Fires, you're saying they want to copy a Kenyan accent. Yeah. So really, if you try to copy someone, you might end up losing it at the end of the day. So really, let's just try to be as original and as authentic as possible. Don't be a copy paste content creator. Be yourself. Exactly, Joanne. Just be you. Do not fake it. Of course, sometimes people come around and they tell you, no, fake it till you make it. But how long will you fake it? So if today I want to sound like Joanne, or if I want to sound like Dr. Pius, I'll fake it today, I'll fake it tomorrow. The third day, someone will say, I had someone else sound like this. Why can't I go to the original creator first and then I'll come back to this? And then once they go to the original creator, they'll stick there. They won't come back to they won't come back to these fake creator like Savik. So they'll stick to the other person. So let's just be original. Let's stick to uh, our accent or sound or behavior, and just do it that way. Yes, you might be copy. Sometimes it's good to copy. We do copy ideas because there is nothing original anymore. Ideas are copied. You copy someone's idea, but you uh, customize it to sound like to become very unique to yourself. So we can copy ideas. You can copy a studio setup, because if you've seen someone has a very good studio and you want to have a similar kind of studio, you can still do it. Maureen, fake it till when? For how long? Not, it doesn't have to be for long, but I'm saying some, of course, they stick to that. The, there is a saying that goes that the end justifies the means. So it doesn't matter the route or the route that you used, so long as you ended up actually at the end of the tunnel. So it doesn't matter which route you used. But yeah, you shouldn't copy personality, Joanne. Exactly. Because you cannot be someone, you're only unique, you're only yourself. You're even very unique to your siblings. You have a very different personality, very different habits as compared to your siblings or your partner. So you can't really be copying as much. But as I said, for ideas, you can actually copy. If, for instance, you're out here, you're seeing maybe Joe Bliss is making a very good cloth, and you want to get into that kind of content of sewing, and you are good at it as well, you can copy ideas from her. She's making given type of cloth. You can equally make that kind of cloth, so long as you have the skills and you can actually match. Not that you're coming now to fake and at the end of the day you end up failing, because it will flop if it's not your original idea. uh that is the fifth point. So I want to do a recap at this point. The reason why I'm doing a recap is because there are some uh, viewers who've just joined us, so they need to know, where did we start from, what have we discussed since we started our video. So we are basically discussing the 10 common mistakes that small YouTubers make. I still insist that it's small in quotes because of where we are currently as starters. You might be small in terms of the subscribers that you have. in terms of the small, in terms of the views that you're getting at the moment. Yeah, that is why I say small. So number one is prioritization of equipment over content. This is for the sake of the beautiful chick. So prioritization of equipment over content. You don't really need to uh, spend so much on equipment. First, get the content ready. People will love the content, and then gradually you'll advance in acquiring equipment that will make, you know, the quality of your output even better. But first, let's concentrate on the content. Secondly, we said don't insist on sub for sub, because that thing will actually kill your channel. Thirdly, we said don't use copyrighted music, use original music, or use copyright free music that is on the YouTube platform and other platforms that have been suggested in this live. Number four, we've talked about don't start a channel with the hope that it will blow up, you know, like the next day. It takes patience. It takes a lot of patience, actually, and that is what will make you succeed. You have to be very patient. Otherwise, if you want it to blow up the next day, there's no pop. That does not happen. If you try that, definitely you'll be on the losing end. And the last point that we've just discussed now is don't try to look, sound, or behave like someone else. Don't imitate, just be original. So I believe that we are now at par with everyone who is in this live. So we now get to proceed to the next point. Now, we've talked about being original. So being original is not just about sounding, looking, or behaving, or personality. There is a point that is related to this, and this is do not use someone else's content to gain views or subscribers. This point is different from what we've just talked in number five. Number five, we've talked about behaving, sounding, or looking. But now here is a case where Savik goes, I'll still use Odemaya, is my idol, is someone I really look up to. So I go to Odemaya's page, or I just download his video without editing or anything. So I just pick his video and then I come and upload the same video in my channel. There are some YouTubers who are actually not, they might not even do anything to you. So I'll pick his content, I'll come and post it in my channel. People will watch in my channel. I'll gain views, I'll gain subscribers. But when I get to the monetization stage, when I now want to monetize that content, what will I get? The response that I'll get is this is reused content. So Wodema did not even bother to copyright my content or anything. But by the time I'm trying to utilize his content, I'm getting that issue of reused content. So why should I go through all this trouble of using someone else's content and end up having it as reused instead of creating my own content from the onset? Why can't I just come up with my own content from the start? And you know, at the end of the day, it will be very easy to monetize as compared to copying someone else's content. So the main mistake that a lot of YouTubers have done, personally, I did it. When I started, I used to do a lot of these gist stories, the latest stories, celebrity stories, and everything. So I used to just pick them from other channels and just drop. But at the end of the day, they really affected me a lot, and I had to delete everything and start from scratch. At some point, to get people, just they go to TikTok, they pick TikTok compilations, they come and post. But when it comes to monetization, you actually cannot succeed in monetizing such kind of content. So what do you do if you find yourself in such a scenario? My advice to everyone will be, let's invest on original content. The content might not blow up immediately. Exactly, Joanne. You cannot be smarter than YouTube. You'll be traced. That's why I said sometimes some of these big YouTubers do not even strike you. Some don't even bother. They leave you with the content because they know at the end of the day you won't succeed in monetizing the same. So instead of them bothering you and giving you a strike, They'll just watch, they'll just let you be. But when you try now monetizing, you realize it's not possible to actually monetize. So the best thing that you can do, actually, let's just stick to originality. Let's just create content. It might take time to blow up, but eventually the content will definitely blow up, and you'll get a fair share of your views. uh we really need to avoid this bit of reused content. It happens a lot, not once, not twice. It happens a lot, especially for those people who do things to do with celebrity stories, breaking news and everything. You'll maybe pick a clip from the social media platforms. You might pick a clip, let's say from Facebook, or you pick a clip from Instagram, or you pick a clip from TikTok and everything, and just fuse it in your video and think this is original and everything. At the end of the day, all this is flagged because it's the same social media. So they end up flagging this as reused content, and you cannot monetize that. So the best thing is just, let's stick to originality. If you must use a certain video that already belongs to someone else, you can use the visuals and paraphrase the content. You can use the visuals so that it happens as if you're commentating the whole thing, and then you get to paraphrase the whole thing. Exactly, Bliss. Reposting celeb weddings and the rest is so risky. Yes, you can repost, but now you need to commentate that whole thing so that it sounds original. Otherwise, if you just use it as is, it will be very hard. It will be very hard to monetize that. So it's something that we really need to be very keen about. It's very risky. So we need to be very keen about that. So usage of someone else's content is something that we really need to desist from. As far as original, let's ensure that we invest on very original content. One thing that some actually again do, why should you copy someone else's content 100%? If you pick a piece of that, when uh, YouTube runs its own mechanisms, at least it can spot that it's only 10% of this video that has been utilized in your content, and the effect might not be as much. But now, if you copy 100% of the whole thing, definitely it's not really gonna turn out well for you. So that is a mistake that we need to avoid at all. Let's not utilize someone else's content. Let's just stick to our own original content. So we have 4 points to go. And the 7th point that I believe, okay, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who has that problem. I don't know whether other creators actually tend to equally have such a challenge as well. And this is creating very long intros. Sometimes you get that when you're starting a video, you are taking so long to introduce it before you get to the subject matter. So people just copy and paste, which is very risky tool. Yeah, that's true. So we really need to avoid copy pasting. Now, I'm talking about creating long intros. You're starting a video, you've given us a topic, you have told us. Now this is Savik. He has made a video. He's telling us we are talking about 10 mistakes that small YouTubers make. But when we get into the video, Savik starts talking about Wodemaya, he discusses someone else. And, it talks about this. It takes a whole 30 minutes discussing things that are out of topic. We've read the title, we have seen the title is referring us to a given thing. So when I get into the video, I expect him to just highlight the things that he has talked about in the topic. So if you're talking about the mistakes, let me come in, introduce me to the mistakes. Tell me mistake 1 is this, mistake 2 is this, mistake 3 is this. This is how to avoid such mistakes, and we are done with the video. But if you're keeping me for 10 minutes, still introducing, I'll definitely walk out. And these are mistakes that most of us do. I personally am a victim, and it's something that I'm trying to work around. I do it a lot. So if you're introducing a video and you're taking so long to take guys to the subject matter, they'll not pass 1 minute. So in less than a minute, people will walk out. So audience retention becomes a problem if we have long intros. How long should a good intro be? I think it depends on. So sorry, I think I am yet to get your name correctly. I keep saying Thuli, but it should be Tuli. So so Tuli, I think an intro basically depends on the content that you are putting out. So it depends on the content that you're putting out, because again, you can't really say that you're going to do a 30 seconds intro if you're doing a cooking video and you now need to introduce us to all the ingredients that you need before you can prepare the main meal. That will definitely take time. You're doing a travel video, you are telling us about how to visit Abuja on a budget. So if you are telling us about how to visit Abuja on a budget, definitely you are going to take some time to break it down. If you're going to Abuja on a budget, this is the kind of vehicle that you need to use. This is the much you're going to be charged. This is what you need to carry and everything. So it depends on the kind of video that you're doing. But basically, my take is an intro at least should take a minute. Otherwise, you won't retain the audience. They'll come in within 30 seconds or less than a minute, they've left. Yes, it will count as a view, but it won't really count much on your watch time. So I learned people said almost do without it nowadays. Joblis, yeah, sometimes intros, but again, now an intro is important, but it depends. Okay, let me rephrase this. There are some intros that are funny sometimes. Hello guys, welcome to Savik TV. In this channel, this is what we normally do. We show you this. Please subscribe, share, and such intros. I think that is what we need to do away with. Welcome and welcome back. For those who are new here, for those who are returning, for those who are, such like things, and then if they take over a minute, really, they don't, people are not getting value out of them. So if I do intro sometimes, other times I don't, as the video requires. Exactly. Tuli, what are you saying? Basically, I think there's some actually even skip that part, as John is saying. They'll skip the intro part and go to the main body of the video because you are doing the same thing that you've done in other videos. So what you did in video 1 is the same thing, is the same intro you're using in video 10. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you for coming. Please share, whatever. I mean, that's what we normally do. But at some point, it gets to piss some people off. So so yeah, we need to really look into the kind of intros that you are putting out. Let's be straight to the point. Basically, some viewers have no patience. I'll put it. Some viewers have no patience. If you are telling me about the 10 mistakes a small YouTuber makes, let me come to your channel, Savik, and just point 1, point 2, point 3. I'm done. I leave. I like that video. I comment. I leave. I have no patience. So viewers have no patience. They just want you to be straight to the point. Otherwise, if you keep revolving around, there are videos that you start watching, and then in the intro, they tell you that, I'll give a final tip at the end of the video. So you have to now watch a whole video for that minute before you can get this tip that you're looking for, which is in the topic. So some will skip to the maybe 25th second to just check out the tip that was being talked about, because it tends to sound like some kind of clickbait. So let's just let our intros be very straight to the point. And I think that way we really won't struggle going forward as far as pushing our videos is concerned. So I'm a victim. I have very long intros, and I'm currently trying to work around that. So I am trying to make my content as original as possible. and then ensuring that my intros are equally as short as possible so that I show you what you need to see. If I'm showing you my city, Nairobi, I start by telling you about Nairobi. Teresa, welcome. Welcome on board. Welcome on board. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so if I'm talking about Nairobi, for instance, I'll basically start talking about Nairobi from the introduction so that I don't spend so much time just taking you in rounds, because you're using your data, you are using your time, and people don't have that much time to watch. There are millions of content creators, and so we really need to give viewers value for their time. So that is the seventh point. So class, there'll be questions at the end of this. Now, point number 8. This, I know everyone is a victim. And for the people that are live right now, you can prove me wrong. Lack of consistency in posting. Lack of consistency in posting. That is a very common mistake in every content creator. Lack of consistency in posting. YouTube is a learning journey. Mistakes are normal. Don't be afraid. As you make mistakes. Oh, Noel, welcome, welcome on board. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Noel. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I really appreciate that Noel has joined. We did a video sometime back with Noel. I was actually quitting YouTube, and Noel encouraged me to stop and to get back to content creation, because I really felt like I tried to do this thing for the longest time. I am not doing it for many years, but again, it's not really growing. So I was like, should I quit? But she asked me, why are you doing this? So I had to really ask myself such questions again, and that's when I established that since I'm doing it for my generation that is to come, since I'm doing it because of passion, I really need to stick to this. A lot of us are actually victims in this. And yeah, Teresa has actually talked about it. Consistency is very key. So we are not very consistent in creating. You do 2 videos and then you realize they've not done well. You stop. You get that you're posting maybe 2 videos in a month. There is someone else who is posting 10 videos in a week. Uh, I don't know how these will sound. So, my ladies in this forum, please forgive me. There's a reason why I want to bring this example. There's a YouTuber I follow in Kenya called Dolphin254. She does a lot of travel content, construction content, and the likes. This YouTuber uh, gave birth about a month ago, but she's still been very consistent in creating, even in the first month of now lactation. So I was asking her, why are you actually doing this? Why can't you stop, take time, take a maternity leave and the likes? And then she was asking me, do you think my subscribers will be waiting for me to come back after, let's say, 3 months break? They won't be waiting. They'll shift to someone else who is actually creating similar content to mine. And what if they happen to find this other creator to be doing a better job than me? They leave me and go to the other creator, so they won't come back. So the reason why I say that the lady should excuse me, I meant that even during pregnancy, sometimes you shouldn't actually take that 9-month break from creation, because the moment you take that break from creating content, your your audience will shift to someone else who is giving them a similar test. And once they leave, it might be very hard for you to bring them back. So let's always be creating. You can create many videos, have them in store, and when you are taking a break, you still keep posting, even though you are not actually creating them at that time. So you might create, if you're posting, if you post, let's say 5 or 4 videos monthly, you can create 10 or 20 videos, store them somewhere, and then be dropping them every month, so that your audience will always be expecting that, at the end of the week, we have our video as usual. But if you tend to break that, now I'm on a break, I'm not creating, I'm not doing anything for a given period of time, I think you'll lose up. You'll end up losing. Exactly. You private your video so that as Johan is saying, you private your videos, and then you can be premiering them from time to time. Otherwise, you lose your audience. So let's be very consistent in creating. Sometimes, yes, you might have that block, the creativity block. So you are not able to create anymore. Your mind is blocked. You've no ideas and everything. What happens in such a case? You now need to be very versatile. Carol is asking, am I married? Yes, Carol, I'm married. Unfortunately, the church I go to, we're not given rings. I go to a church called Seventh Day Adventist, SDA. We don't exchange rings. We don't exchange rings in church. So yeah, I'm married. I have two kids. I have two boys. One is 13, another one is 3. So yeah, I'm married. Now, so I was talking about creativity block. So if you're not creative, if your creative juices are no longer really bringing out anything, 13k, 13 years old. Yes, Joanne, 13 years old. So in case you're at a point where you're not able to create anymore, you really now need to be versatile. If you are creating content based on a very specific line, you now need to try switching a bit and creating some other general content. Savik, for instance, wants to give you travel vlogs. If I have that mental block at some point, I'm no longer able to create travel vlogs. What else do I do? I now have to switch and give you some gist, some celebrity breaking news, talk about Tinubu and fuel right now and how Nigerians are trekking because the fuel prices have gone up. So you really need to now be versatile. Don't stick to your line of content. You can do other things because your mind has blocked. But ensure that you are consistent in content creation. Deaconess Oyenike, I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you. Yes, I greet you as well. So Maureen is asking, how old was I? I was 20. I'm 33 now. So I was 20 then. Actually 19. Yeah, I'm 33 years now. But that is a topic of another day. We'll discuss that later. So basically what we're discussing now is content creation and how lack of consistency in posting actually affects you. So I've said we really need to be versatile. Let's diversify the kind of content that we do. Let's not stick to the original content that you are doing if it's not really working at that point. So yeah, all is content as Maureen puts it. So let's just diversify, and that way you will be very consistent, and you might end up realizing that this new content that you're trying to venture into is what actually your subscribers even love more. Because previously I used to do news, breaking news and everything. I used to cover breaking news, gist, everything. I never used to do vlogs. When I tried it once, I got that people were actually liking what I was doing. So I said, if you guys have liked this first vlog that I did when I had a road trip, why can't I keep Noel? Stick to the topic, please. Stick to the topic. Yeah. So I realized that people actually loved the vlogs. So I now switched to doing vlogs, but I do go to news from time to time and doing interviews from time to time because again, there is a set of subscribers who actually love the interviews. So be versatile. I think that will ensure that you're consistent and there won't be that block. Maybe one thing that I need to add on this point of consistency, sometimes you might be frustrated. You might really have very high expectations in a given video. You think that this video is actually gonna it's the thing. This video is really gonna do very well. And then you post it, and then at the end of the day, you realize it's not having any views. Sometimes you've done a video, you've given it your all. 3-4 days later, you go try it, you find that it actually has just 20 views. Then you're like, I really put my all in this. I invested in this. I spent money. I spent money on a videographer, an edit, and everything. So sometimes minimize your expectations. Even as you are consistent in creation, minimize your expectations. Don't always expect that they'll blow up. let the videos just organically blow up by themselves, but don't kill yourself because they're not doing well. Yes, Noel, actually advice is right there from Jeblis. Keep creating content. People will come, subscribers will come. Don't do that sub for sub thing. That is what we've just said. Don't go for it. And then I had slated this live to be for 1 hour, so I have about less than 7 minutes to go. So we have 2 points to go. Let me just discuss them real quick. I've talked about lack of consistency in posting. Now, there is another bit of consistency that I want to talk about. And this bit of consistency, which is our 9th point, is lack of brand consistency. Lack of brand consistency in social media platforms. Just concentrate on the quality content, subscribers will come. Exactly. That is what Thuli is advising Noel. Yeah, so lack of brand consistency in social media platforms. So you come to WhatsApp, Carol Lebong is using a different name. The same Carol, sorry to use you as an example. So you go to Facebook, Carol is using a very different name again. You go to Instagram, Carol is using a different name. I mean, you go to TikTok again, it's a different name. So here you are on YouTube, you've created a very good video. Some subscribers actually loved your video and they want to reach out to you. But on them coming to IG, looking for your name, Carol Lebong, they are not able to find the name. They go to TikTok, they're not able to find the name. You are not on Facebook with that name. So they cannot reach you at the end of the day. So they are not able to share their feedback. They are not able to reach out to you maybe for advice and the likes. They are not even able to reach out to you for business, because some people might like what you've posted and they want to now give you business. But since you are unreachable in these other platforms, it becomes very hard to reach out to you. So my point is, for instance, let's just use, if you're on all these other social media platforms, let's stick to using one name. So if it's Savik, for instance, Savik had better just stick to that name, Savik on IG, Savik on TikTok, Savik on Facebook, so that whoever is trying to reach out to you, they'll always find you with the same name in all those platforms. So that even as you post your content on YouTube and then you are equally posting snippets of the content in the other channels, for guys to see a sneak peek and for them to be attracted to now watch you on YouTube, you are still using the same name. So besides being consistent in posting content, let's also be consistent in the names that we use. Yes, I really hope that Noella has actually got the tips that Joy and Joanne are sharing. Thuli as well. So let's stick to a very specific brand name in all the social media platforms. That is the only way we'll make it easier for ourselves. So if people are looking out to maybe contact us, it will be very easy. So consistency as far as our brands on social media are concerned. So that is the 9th point. And then as we finalize our 10 points, because it was a 10-point agenda. So as we finalize our 10-point agenda, the 10th point right now is, and I know a lot of us are getting it wrong. Personally, I've got it wrong for quite some time. I think it's about maybe a month or so till at least I started, I can't really say getting it the right way, but at least I'm doing it better than I was before. And this is getting the right thumbnail, getting the right thumbnail and title. Getting the right thumbnail and title. So you can do very good content. You have a 35 minutes or a 10-minute or a 20-minute video, very authentic content. But what is the title of this content? Is it gonna attract people to watch your content? Is it going to attract anybody to watch your content? So you need to really think very well about the title. Will it meet the SEO, the search engine optimization? So get a very good title and then get a very good thumbnail. Thumbnails are just drama, honestly, totally. Yes, thumbnail. Uh, Maureen is asking, which app am I using for thumbnails? I'm using an app called PixArt from Google Play. I don't know whether it's available in App Store, but I'm using PixArt. So I get a picture and I just use PixArt to edit the photo. I was using Canva previously, but I've realized somehow Canva is not really working for me. It does not give me bright thumbnails as I want. It does not give me room to edit as much as I want. So that's why I've opted to now use PixArt. So that is what I'm using right now. So I've just typed it. Yeah, Canva works for the beautiful chick. So yeah, you can stick. Actually, there is no formula for these. So everyone normally tends to use what works for them. So if Canva works for you, go for Canva. If PixArt works for you, or maybe any other apps, because obviously there are many others that I am not privy to, that maybe you are privy to. So the selling point in your content. Yes, Joy. Okay, I get you. I get your point. So, yeah. So, the selling point of your content is your thumbnail. The selling point of your content is your title. So, let's be really taking a lot of time in choosing the correct title and in choosing the correct thumbnail, or in making the correct thumbnail. So, what I mean is, as a creator, sometimes you should even think ahead. Yes, I'm out here. Savik is out here. I'm vlogging. I'm telling you about. Uh, Recently, I was in the lake in Abuja. I'm forgetting the name. Jabi Lake. So Savik is at Jabi Lake. Is vlogging about Jabi Lake in Abuja. But what Savik should think about in the first place is, what thumbnail is he going to use as he shows his video, as he puts his video out? What thumbnail is he going to use? What title is he going to use? Because it's this title that will attract people. You went to Flex Jabi Lake Mall already. Yes, I did, Julie. I had to visit that place. So basically, Julie, don't worry. We'll definitely do that trip. We'll have that trip. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll have that trip. Sorry. We will. So basically, uh, my final point. Your thumbnail is your selling point. Think about that thumbnail first before even creating the content itself. Get a good thumbnail, get a good title. Once you win these, the rest, just let it be. Previously, I used even to share my videos on WhatsApp platforms, on Facebook. I'm sharing links everywhere. People end up not even watching them. But currently, I'm not saying I've got it. I'm yet to get it. Actually, my following is still low. My views are still low. But at least with good titles, I'm seeing a difference currently. I don't really struggle in sharing my content anymore. I just post. Whoever will watch will watch. So I had slated this live to go for an hour. The hour is done. So just a recap from point 5. We had done a recap of the 5 points. So the other 5 points that you've discussed right now is: don't use someone else's content to gain views or subscribers. Be consistent in posting always. Don't create long intros in your content. Ensure that there is brand consistency. Use the same name in all social media platforms. And the final point is, get the right thumbnails, guys. Get the right thumbnails, get the right titles. This live was meant for 1 hour. The 1 hour has elapsed. So I really wish to appreciate everyone who has found time to join, everyone who has found time to chat, everyone who has found time to even advise Noel. So I really appreciate you guys for joining this live. And forget the visuals. My visuals are not very good. I wanted to use my phone, but I thought the phone might end up overheating at some point, so I opted to use a webcam, which is not really very clear, but that doesn't matter. Our first point was do not prioritize equipment, but prioritize content. So we've prioritized content first, and I hope the content is out there very clearly. So guys, I really appreciate very much. Thank you for joining, and I wish you the very best in your content creation, guys. So bye bye. Have a good night. Search for content you intend to share and check how it is titled in thumbnails. Yeah, very nice, very nice, very nice, Joanne. Yeah. Topic. Our next topic. Thanks for sharing. Bye, guys. Yes, we'll definitely discuss more in the near future. Goodbye.